Well, for the last 3 months, it's not been the greatest publicity time for Bali. Here on the island, we've had 3 major incidents, quite a lot of minor ones, but 3 major, starting with, of course, the kidnapping and decapitation of a foreign national. The police are still investigating. I believe they have some in custody, which is great. And then, of course, we had... I'm not actually sure which came first because they were so close, but we had a Swiss tourist who inexplicably decided the day before Nippy to go on Instagram and totally degenerate Bali. I don't quite understand the thought process. And then within a day we heard of a murder case of a foreign national, I believe he was Dutch, in his villa. So not the greatest of times, and of course it does hit international press. But as I've said before, and I keep repeating, and I'll not stop repeating, Bali is a safe island. Simple as. But today we're looking at one of my favourite words actually. It's deterrent. In a school classroom, because I'm a teacher, obviously there's deterrents to making me upset. So instead of making me upset, I make myself known to be someone who doesn't appreciate bullshit from students. Oh, you might say that's a bit tough. Yeah, tough love, eh? And that's the thought of today, about how can Bali and Indonesia give deterrents that will stop this kind of behaviour. You'll never stop total, there'll always be delinquents, but a good deterrent puts the ball into place. So let's have a look. Let's have a look first of all on Indonesia's stance on foreigners. So if foreigners who stay in the country beyond their visa period, they face a 6-month ban, but depending on how long they were in country after their visa ran out. I'm sure you may have seen one of my videos. A good friend of mine, he was here over 3 years and he got a 10-year ban. A bit harsh, but there you go. The duration of the ban, by the way, the duration of the ban depends very much specifically on that. So that's one. For more serious cases, well, it could be, as I say, up to 10 years or permanent ban. And the immigration service will detect individuals who come back generally through airports. I'm not sure about ports though. Anyway, so before we get to the main topic, there's a couple of things I want to say. And that's, first, Indonesia has to get tougher on breaking rules and giving tourists info on the rights and the wrongs. I know it sounds silly, but hell, there's no harm as you come through the airport, there, or include it in, I think I've said this before, when they apply for the visa, they have to read a set of rules. You can't do this, you shouldn't do that, and they must click on that they've read it before they can pay for the visa. Then, hey, you can't plead ignorance. And I think there are a couple of areas where Bali has to get tough. And one of them is guys not wearing shirts or t-shirts. They're going bare-chested into restaurants. They're going bare-chested into mini-marts and walking the street. Not on. Come on. And of course the other one, which, you know, I mean, it's getting silly. First of all, wear a helmet, and of course, travel with insurance. How many people are getting caught out? How sad. Why doesn't Indonesia just say, look, we're going to check. Do you have insurance? Otherwise, please, we're not for you. Because one way or another, it puts a lot of strain on the tourist industry. And again, it does give bad press to Bali, having people killed or maimed on the road. And of course, when they don't have insurance, it becomes a huge issue. So those two. So here we have a lifetime ban against deportation, and let's see what we should do about the two differences. Because is deportation enough? Should Indonesia start using the far more satisfying option, ban them for life? And honestly, for some people, a plane ride home isn't punishment. It's a dramatic checkout. And the problem with just deport them, well, deportation sounds serious, and it has the official government ring to it. Sir, you're being deported. Very dramatic, airport paperwork. But in reality, deportation often means, well, you did something wrong, immigration escorts you out, you apologise on Instagram. 6 months later, you're in another Southeast Asian country telling everyone, bro, Bali, don't go there. So it's not justice, it's budget exile with Wi-Fi. And this is where Indonesia should think carefully, because there are different levels of stupidity. For me, some cases are minor. Overstaying a visa to an extent is a minor. Working illegally as a crypto life coach, as an example, not having opening a business but not having the correct infrastructure or the tax permit, these are minor. Of course, they should be dealt with, and the people who do this should be deported and banned for up to so many years. But then there are cases that cross into something entirely different. It's no longer just immigration, it becomes a police matter. And if Indonesia keeps responding to serious violations with a simple deportation, it risks sending a dangerous message. You can insult as long as you leave after. Now that's not a deterrent. It's a badly managed hotel complaint. So, what was asked during Nippy? Let's take the Nippy. Stay inside and be quiet. That's all. That's it. That's the full burden. And somehow every year, some people decide, oh, that rule's not for me. Sorry. And of course, some idiot this year decided to totally denounce everything the Balinese believe in with expletives. Well, as he's finding in jail, he could face jail time. That's not what this video's about. I've spoken about him already. So there are people who arrive in Bali within 72 hours. Oh, I feel connected to the energy. I'm local. Why are the rules? I thought Bali was spiritual. Well, it is spiritual. And that is exactly why you shouldn't behave like a drunken bloody raccoon in a temple. But what's the difference between deportation and a lifetime ban? Let's break it down. Deportation means the Indonesian government removes you from the country for violating immigration rules, or of course public order. And that's the immediate consequence. But here's the important part. Deportation doesn't mean permanent exclusion. Depending on the case, they could be back in 6 months or a year. Do you remember our friend, our OnlyFans friend from last year? You know, she was caught long before. Nobody really knows how long she's banned for. She could be back soon. I've already put my name down. No, I haven't. Anyway. A lifetime ban sends a different message. You're not welcome back, ever. No second act, no healing journey, no comeback tour titling. Oh, please forgive me, Bali. A lifetime ban says you crossed a line so badly that Indonesia no longer trusts you to return. Now that's serious, and in many cases much more appropriate. So who deserves the lifetime ban? Well, let's be fair, not every foolish foreigner deserves to be banished like a medieval heretic. It's not for those. You shouldn't lifetime ban someone because they forgot their passport was in the laundry. But there should be a category where offences say enough is enough. And that should include people who deliberately disrespect religious ceremonies, violate sacred days like Nippi or Lebaran Idul Fitri, desecrate temples or holy spaces, break public law orders, produce mocking content on their Instagrams. You name it, there are a lot of, and of course, we're not just talking Indonesia, we are talking Bali, because someone who shows that kind of disrespect to a culture or people, well, they don't deserve to be invited back. For what? So they can learn about the experience on a second visa run. So, some people will say, come on, it's just one foreigner. No, it never is, because these incidents build. Ask Thailand. They haven't gotten to grips with street fighting every day. It's getting worse, it's getting worse. So the real damage is when one idiot decides, many idiots then think, ooh, if he's doing it, why can't I? So Indonesia has every right to say, if you want to enjoy this country, respect it. And it's not xenophobia, it's called having standards. A nation is not a resort with no management. Indonesia is a sovereign country with laws, customs. Come on, respect. So Indonesia needs to start putting their foot down. Yeah. It needs to know is just how much outrage, and there is a lot of outrage on some of these incidents, we can bear. And so that needs standards, a visible, understandable policy. There's no, I'll pay that and I can get back in a year later. No. You have tiers like an administrative violation, overstays, permits, visa misuse, penalty, fines, deportation, entry, temporary ban. Next may be tier 2, public disorder, obscene behaviour, dangerous conduct, law breaking, harassment, deportation, plus multi-year ban. But finally, cultural and religious desecration. Sorry, simple as lifetime ban. Simple, clear, memorable. And of course, you need to remind tourists that wandering around the island bare-chested, etc., is not acceptable. Now, the deeper issue here is too many foreigners come to Bali believing they are entering some sort of lawless, tropical self-discovery simulator. They're not. Bali isn't a playground. Indonesia is not your personal reinvention arc. And local patience is not infinite. At the end of the day, you're a guest, whatever visa you're on. And being a guest is actually very easy. You don't need to know every ritual, you don't need to know Bahasa Indonesia, you don't need to become a cultural anthropologist. None of that is required. But you do need one quality, respect. And if that's too difficult, I don't think Indonesia's for you. And let's face it, there's lots of playgrounds in the world where you can do what you want, especially in the West. Go there, because Indonesia don't need you. So to conclude, deportation or lifetime ban? My answer is simple. Deportation for rule breakers, lifetime bans for people who insult the nation, and lawbreakers who are against public norms such as murder, rape or robbery. We recently had a murderer sent back to America. I hope he was given a lifetime ban. Irregardless of that, he actually killed another American, the mother-in-law of... Anyway, I've again told you about that case, horrible. So, be upfront. Tell the world, okay, this guy did this and he's got a lifetime ban. And of course, when you stamp the passport, never to return. And one last thing, here we go. This is a very important area, one I've talked about before, and I so believe ASEAN get together. Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, Singapore, these are great countries to visit. Could you imagine the tears knowing that not only will you be banned from Indonesia for life, you'll be banned from all ASEAN countries for life. Wow. Now that'll bring a few tears to people's eyes when they know that. So I've always said, ASEAN, get together. If someone gives a 1-year ban, all give the 1-year ban. Someone bans for life, all ban for life. Stick together, ASEAN. And as always, don't be a sheep.